You all might be interested in knowing how the education system evolved in our country. So, today I'm going to take you through all the ages, the mode of instruction, the various types of disciplines which were taught, and also the institutions in which the education was given. Now, let us first talk about the Vedic civilization. It started roughly around 1500 BC and lasted till 600 BC. When we talk about the mode of instruction, it was basically Sanskrit language. A child used to study in Gurukul system of education. Upon getting admission in the Gurukul, an a ceremony, basically Upnayana ceremony, was performed. After the child completed the education, Samvartana, or what we call convocation ceremony, was also performed. Now, when we talk about the various subjects or disciplines which were taught, it included the Vyakarana, Sankhya, Nirupakalpa, and many other similar subjects like Jyotish Shastra and all were taught during those times. The teacher or the guru used to give the instruction orally, and the child used to do chintan, manan, and nididhyasan. That is, the child used to contemplate on what was taught and then later apply it in his or her real life. Now, when we talk about the various texts which were written during those times, we all know about Valmiki's Ramayana, then Gita was written, then also we can talk about the various Purans which were written, and how can we forget about the four Vedas which were given to us, which include the Rig Ved, Sam Ved, Athur Ved, and Yajur Ved. When we talk about Rig Ved, it consists of 10 books in which 1500 hymns regarding praising of God and his or her power is shown. Then, when we talk about the Psalm Ved, various rhythmatic compositions or hymns are created. Music is basically told about in the Psalm Ved. Then, when we talk about Atharva Ved, here various sacrificial formulas are given, mentioned. And lastly, Yathar Ved. It talks about the various magical spells and the activities regarding the trade which basically were followed at that time. Now, let us talk about the Buddhist age, which started from around 600 BC and lasted till around 1100 AD. So, how can we forget about the Nalanda University, which came into prominence during the Gupta era? It was basically built by Kumara Gupta, and the age of Kumara Gupta is also known as the golden age of education. Nalanda had a very famous library called the Dharm Gunj, and it was later burnt by Bakhtiyar Khilji because of his not supporting view of the education in our country. Then, when we talk about the coming time which came basically was of the Delhi Sultanate. Herein basically the education was given through maktabs and madrasas. When we talk about maktabs, the primary education was basically given in maktabs, and in madrasas higher education was given. So when we talk about the Muslim era, which includes the Delhi Sultanate and the Mughal era, the education was not given that much priority. After that came the British era, in which the education initially was not given any importance. But when the Britishers realized that we need people from this country to work in our organizations, our company. So they started imparting education to the people of this country. So the first educational institution that they opened in India was in 1780. That was a madrasa in Kolkata, and it was opened by Warren Hastings. Then another college was opened, which is known as Banaras Hindu College in 1790, and further a Fort William College was opened in 1800 century. Now, when we talk about the current education, or the education which started after India got independence, basically focused on value education, okay, and also there was 10 plus 2 plus 3 system which was adopted by the Kothari Commission, right? And then finally we see various private universities, public universities, deemed universities. Nowadays there are currently 412 state universities, 356 private universities, and only 53 central universities. So we need to increase the central university, and our education system is run by the Department of Higher Education in case of higher education, and the school education is run by the Department of School Education. So this was all for today. Thank you so much for your time.